Hi! If you do not know me, my name is Ashley and I want to share my testimony with you. Guys, I have postponed this video for so long because it's so hard narrowing down to one testimony to share, because God just does so many good things for us. But I decided to share my very first testimony, which is my healing testimony. So let's go. So this is a healing testimony. So what I was diagnosed with was not diagnosed at birth, and all of this happened while I was still a baby. I don't think I was one yet, maybe one in a month, if it was one, but I was a very young baby, and doctors didn't catch it. But at home, as my mom is finishing feeding me, she notices, or she always knew something was different about me, but God led her to look at my eyes, and she noticed that one of my eyes were smaller than the other, this being the right eye, and that the eye had no reaction, it had no reflexes. She would wave her hands over it, she would get closer. There was no reflex, there was no reaction. And that startles a mother, like that's not supposed to be right. Like, she knew that wasn't supposed to be there. So she takes me to a pediatric. They examined us and told my mom, truly, there's something wrong with her sight. So they send us to an ophthalmologist in Margate, and it was a clinic office, and the doctors told my mom that it wouldn't be easy, and that she'd have to raise a visually disabled challenged child, visually disabled, however you want to say it. But they told my mom that's who she was gonna have to raise. And I was diagnosed with congenital cataract and glaucoma. Glaucoma was on my right eye, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I have notes out here, but yes, glaucoma was on my right eye, and glaucoma is a group of eye conditions that can cause blindness. And on my left eye, I had congenital cataract, and that is when the lens of the eye is cloudy instead of clear at birth, making it hard to see. The lens is the tissue inside your eye that helps focus the light coming into your eye. And so I had glaucoma on here and congenital cataract on here. And the ophthalmologist from the clinic in Margate, he said that even with all his studies, even with all the school he went through, he never saw a case of a child who had the diagnosis that I had, who wasn't operated as soon as I was birthed, who could have my diagnosis reversed. He said they just declared, oh, she's gonna be blind. So the ophthalmologist in Margate said, we want her to get more examined, like she needs to be studied a little more. So they sent us to Bascom Palmer Eye Institute in Miami, and they just sent it straight. Like, they're like, you need to go there immediately. So that's where we went. And before we went, my mom and my dad, they laid hands on me every day, morning, afternoon, night, and just declared healing on me. And I think prayer is so important, because there is power in praying. Like, dude, it's so amazing. But they declared healing. My mom did not accept what the doctors were saying. They declared, they prophesied healing. They declared sight being restored. And oh my gosh, guys, that's just so amazing. I just love my mom for that. They tried getting help from the government because they didn't think I would ever be able to see. And the doctors in Miami started examining, and they said that I would never be able to see. There was no way I had cataract on my left eye, glaucoma on my right. Like, there's no way I was able to see. And they asked my mom to sign documents to send me into surgery. She signed them, and these same documents would go to the government to try to get help, because I don't know how rare my case was, but I guess to us it was really rare, and to them in the moment it was pretty rare, because both eyes, and it wasn't acted on immediately. So reversing all of that, pretty difficult to them. And I went into surgery. My mom agreed with surgery, and after 8 hours of surgery, the main surgeon, she comes out of the OR and she's looking for my mom. Like, where's the mom of this baby? Where's the mother of this child? And when she finally finds my mom, she goes ahead and says, she looked to my mom and told my mom, you no longer need to cry. your daughter will be able to see. And she explained that she didn't know what happened, she didn't know what was going on, but that they did not find glaucoma in my eye, and that the cataract that was diagnosed was just a small veil over my eye, which was easily removed. And she didn't know what happened. She told my mom, I think my team made a mistake, please let us re-examine her. And they asked my mom, can we examine your daughter once again? I think we made a mistake, something's wrong, we need to re-examine her, because there was no glaucoma found, and the congenital cataract, it wasn't what it was. It was barely cataract. And my mom looks to her and she says, I know what happened. Jesus worked a miracle. And she said, you can examine my daughter as many times as you want, but it wasn't your team who made a mistake. It was Jesus who worked a miracle. And I think this miracle is so important, because there was always something, the devil was always trying to take me down. Ever since I was in the womb, there was a lot of blood loss with my mom. There were so many complications for me to come into this world. And when I finally came into it, Satan tries to put his hands over me, but God's hand was greater. God's hand was so much greater. And if you look into my eye, let me get closer. My right eye, I'm gonna open my eyes. My right eye is actually still smaller than my left. And I can't see far that very well. I do wear glasses, but honestly, I am so grateful that I have sight, because I have sight in the name of Jesus. And yeah, in all honesty, I don't know what I would do without my sight. Not being able to see the beautiful world that God has created. Oh my gosh, it's such a privilege to have sight. So I thank the Lord, first of all the glory be to him. And I even question myself sometimes, and some people might too. They'll be like, if God healed you, or to myself, if God healed you, why is your eye still smaller? Why is it still left there? It's a battle scar, okay? For a long time, I did not like my eye. And yes, it's small, but sometimes, it's doing it out, it drifts its own way, kind of like a lazy eye. And that catches people's attentions, as little as it is. As a girl growing up, as a child growing up in kindergarten, I would be questioned or made fun of, because I swear the littlest things catch everybody's attention, and sometimes it'll be good attention and sometimes it'll be bad attention. But now I'm so grateful that it catches people's attention, because when they ask about my eye or comment on it, I get to share the beautiful testimony that God has given me. I get to share what God has done for me. Actually, let me say that, what God has done for me, I get to share it. So honestly, it's a battle scar. It is one of the best gifts ever. I get reminded every day what God has done for me, and that I'm unique. And for anybody out there that has a visual difference, you're so beautiful. You are so unique. You're made in God's image. You are made in God's image, and he loves you so much. Honestly, we're all different. Why, if we all look the same, you know how boring that would look? I love being unique so much, because nobody else looks like me. Nobody else has my DNA. Nobody else has what I have. And I just think that's so amazing. So I encourage everyone to love yourself as you are. And whatever it is in your life, know that God is a miracle worker. He can heal, he can liberate, he can bring deliverance. He is king above all kings, and he is the way, the truth, and the life. Bye, guys.